Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Welcome back to the show, and in this video we're going to be doing a double review for both of the animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid films that were released on Disney+. The first one was released in 2021, that was just Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And the second one, Rodrick Rules, was released in 2022. The newest one is actually coming out tomorrow, and that's going to be called Cabin Fever. So to just hop right into a little bit of the backstory, obviously the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid trilogy was a success, people loved it. Then The Long Haul came out, they made a new live-action movie with different actors, and the results were pretty bad. So they realized that animated was definitely the right direction to go. And I think this was long overdue. I mean, the first Wimpy Kid book came out in 2007, and since then, they'd actually been thinking about making an animated movie, or maybe like a television holiday special based off of Cabin Fever. With this series, they decided to redo every book and just start with the first and second one, which had both already been done in live action, but do it anyway since there would be one movie for each book in the series. Except now that we got to where there would actually be a movie based off of the third book, they decided now that they were too impatient. And I actually think it's kind of interesting what they did with the plot line, because originally the first Wimpy Kid movie and book just take place over the course of the entire 6th grade year. And then Rodrick Rules takes place the next year, whereas in this they both take place at like the beginning of the school year. So I'm thinking if they do Cabin Fever, it'll be Christmas of the first school year, and then they might do The Last Straw for the spring of the school year, and then do Dog Days for the summer, and then do The Ugly Truth when he returns to school, because The Ugly Truth was actually kind of based on him hitting puberty and stuff when he enters 8th grade. But maybe in this version he just hits it in 7th grade. Now in terms of the actual movies, I would say that the Rodrick Rules movie was kind of an improvement over the first. I think the first one was just too short. And there's a lot of interesting things they've been doing by combining 2D and 3D animation. They did it with a couple of Spider-Man movies and the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Also a while back they did the Peanuts movie and the Captain Underpants movie. And I think this tries to be kind of like that, mixing the illustrations with CGI. And I don't think this does it as well as other movies have, but I still think it's okay. I like the way the cars and the buildings, all the backgrounds look, but some of the character designs are just a little bit awkward. But you get used to it, it's not really a huge deal. And I also think another reason that Rodrick Rules was an improvement was because you actually see more of the family. They are both still kind of mediocre though, especially for Diary of a Wimpy Kid standards. I mean, they're better than The Long Haul, but not the original trilogy. And as I said, the first one's just too fast-paced. They get rid of the wrestling sequence, as well as the play, and just a ton of other stuff like Safety Patrol. And there's just no reason for it to be just under an hour. And Rodrick Rules, I don't think is as much as a problem. It's about 20 minutes longer, which is still pretty short for movie standards. But there's a lot less plot points in the book, but there's just a lot more options with how quickly you want to pace it. I also think the voice acting is okay. It's not really anything that great. A lot of people complain that Rodrick's voice wasn't deep enough. I mean, he's supposed to be a 16-year-old, and I think that's what it sounds like. It's just that both of the actors that portrayed him in live action had pretty deep voices that kind of just altered people's perception. The way both of these movies kind of transition from plot points, though, it just seems very episodic, and I kind of wonder if it would have worked better as a Disney Plus series as opposed to just making individual movies. One neat thing, though, is that they had a lot of references from the books, like a lot of posters that were in the backgrounds of different books, things like that, just a lot of Easter eggs in there. And I also like how they still have the animated segments that look like the diary, just more 2D animation, and then they also have some from Rodrick's perspective. And that was something new that we hadn't seen before. Overall, as I said, I don't hate them like some people do. I think they're okay, but kind of mediocre. I mean, if you compare it to some kids' entertainment now, it's not that bad. But also, if you compare it to other Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, it's not that great. So overall, on the quality scale of 0 to 100, we'll give the first one a 60%, and we'll give Rodrick Rules a 67%. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about these movies. Are you excited for the next one? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.